Let's be honest, watching politicians can sometimes feel like you're stuck in a really bad game show called Is This a Lie or Just a Tuesday? Because let's face it, these people have perfected the art of talking for hours without actually saying anything. But fear not. Today we're arming you, the discerning viewer, with 5 simple hacks to sniff out those political porkies. Buckle up, Buttercup, because it's about to get real. Ever wondered if a politician is lying to you? You're not alone. Today we'll break down 5 simple hacks to spot deception in political speech. Let's dive in. Alright, imagine this. A politician is asked a simple yes or no question. Easy, right? Not so fast. If they're being less than truthful, you'll be treated to a masterful display of verbal gymnastics. Suddenly, they're talking about their grandma's apple pie recipe, the weather in Saskatchewan, anything but the actual question. It's like watching a squirrel on a caffeine bender trying to navigate an obstacle course. It's messy, confusing, and the only winner is the squirrel, because at least it got away with not answering the question. When asked a direct question, a truthful person gives a direct answer. But a lying politician? They'll often use vague or overly complicated language to dodge the point. Instead of saying yes or no, they go on a long-winded detour. Here's the thing, politicians can be surprisingly bad actors. And by that, I mean even worse than the ones in those local car dealership commercials. Why? Because their bodies betray them. When the truth is hiding behind those pearly whites, their bodies start doing the Macarena of deception. Excessive blinking, touching their face like they're trying to remember if they left the stove on, looking away like they've spotted a more interesting conversation. It's like their own personal Pinocchio's nose situation, except instead of growing, they just look increasingly uncomfortable. Liars can't always control their body language. Look for excessive blinking, touching the face, looking away, or fidgeting. These could be signs of discomfort. Chapter 3. Overuse of qualifiers, the Believe Me Bonanza. Here's a fun game. Take a shot every time a politician says to be honest, frankly speaking, or my personal favorite, believe me. You'll be hammered faster than a woodpecker in a lumberyard. Listen, when someone feels the need to constantly reassure you they're being truthful, it's a bit like a used car salesman telling you, this one's a real peach, I swear. If they were actually being honest, they wouldn't need to sprinkle their sentences with so many qualifiers. When people are telling the truth, they don't need to convince you. But a dishonest politician, they'll use phrases like, to be honest, or believe me way too much. Chapter 4. Fact check. Because trusting politicians is like, look, trusting a politician without fact-checking is like trusting a raccoon to babysit your prize-winning goldfish. It's just not going to end well for the goldfish. These days, fact-checking is easier than ordering takeout. You've got websites, apps, even carrier pigeons trained to sniff out BS. Okay, maybe not that last one, but wouldn't that be amazing? Don't just take their word for it. Do your own digging and see if their claims hold water, or if they dissolve faster than a politician's promise during an election year. Politicians count on the fact that most people won't double-check their words. Make it a habit to fact-check claims using credible sources like independent fact-checking websites. Chapter 5. Shifting Stories, the Political Hokey Pokey. Remember that game telephone you played as a kid, where one message would get passed around and come out the other end sounding completely bonkers? Yeah, that's basically how a lying politician's story evolves over time. One day it's, I absolutely did not inhale, and the next it's, well, maybe I took a little puff, but it wasn't lit. Pay attention to those flip-flops, those inconsistencies, those I don't recall moments, because a politician who constantly changes their tune is about as trustworthy as a seagull guarding your French fries. Liars struggle to keep their stories straight. If a politician says one thing today and the opposite next week, you've caught them in a lie. Outro, you've got this. Congratulations, you've reached the end of our crash course in political BS detection. You're now armed with the knowledge to spot a lie from a mile away, or at least from the other side of the dinner table when your uncle starts ranting about, well, you know. Remember, staying informed is key. Don't just blindly accept what politicians are selling. Be skeptical, be curious, and most importantly, be engaged. Because a healthy democracy needs citizens who can see through the smoke and mirrors. Now you're equipped with 5 powerful hacks to call out political deception. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Stay sharp and stay informed.